When you hear some Democrats saying Trump is acting like an autocrat.
If you actually compare him to an actual autocrat, that is not just that. People were protesting about, oh, that's the Hitler thing. We can't compare people to these kinds of figures in history. And this is not an autocrat. A lot of Americans happen to disagree with you. That does not mean that they are fascists.
Sure, disagreement isn't fascism. That much is clear. But when millions of Americans see echoes of authoritarianism, are they just overreacting? Or is Senator Fetterman's dismissal part of a fundamental misunderstanding of history? Well, talk's cheap, and it's actions that carve out history. Let's compare the acts of both. Before seizing unchecked power, Adolf Hitler branded critical journalists as Lügenpresse, the lying press. In Mein Kampf, he wrote, "If you tell a lie big enough and repeat it often, it will be believed." A strategy his propaganda chief deployed with precision. Fast forward nearly a century. Trump didn't invent the term fake news.
You are fake news.
He copied it directly from the Authoritarian Playbook, echoing it over 2,000 times in his first term alone. Each repetition wasn't only to discredit critics, but to corrode public trust and undermine dissent, echoing Hitler's authoritarian blueprint. Repeat the big lie until it becomes truth. Munich, Germany, 1920s. The Münchner Post reported on leaked Nazi party plots, assassination lists of political enemies, plans to revoke Jewish citizenship, outing SA chief Ernst Röhm, and even a final solution of forced labor for Jews. Hitler couldn't discredit them, so he turned to the courts. Even as the reporting proved prophetic, judges, sympathetic to the rising regime, ruled in the party's favor. The message was clear. Truth was no defense against power. New York City, 2025. CBS paid $16 million to settle a baseless lawsuit over an interview with candidate Harris. Why? Paramount, CBS's parent company, needed Trump's blessing for a merger. Meanwhile, Fox News, long friendly to Trump, quietly edited his interview to conceal his reversal on releasing the Epstein files, deceiving millions of viewers. In 2024, he had already sued ABC for $15 million, while lawsuits against CNN, the New York Times, and an NBC affiliate were tossed by the courts. He has since filed new suits against the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. Just as the Nazis wielded libel law to silence dissent, Trump uses litigation to redraw the boundaries of truth. After consolidating power, Hitler passed the Reich press law, outlawing all opposition newspapers. In July 2025, Trump signed a rescissions package, slashing $1.1 billion from public media. NPR, PBS, and over 1,500 local stations silenced by January 2026. Its dismantling was more than budget cuts. Just as Hitler did in 1933, it's the silencing of voices that challenged the regime. The parallels between the rise of the Third Reich and today's America are haunting. Understanding how democracies eroded in the past isn't a history lesson. It's a dire warning.